following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence. Now, I'll just leave that going here, and I'll move this over there so I can see if it stops recording out the corner of my eye, and I'll put that there, and the map there, and the big Thomas Drake document will be here, and I'll just switch between them because they're like that, and I should actually overlap it thusly so that I can always click there. Right, okay, good. Let's go!
Alright.
Right, so, it is now the next morning, I have decided.
Okay. We did sort of finish on, like, everyone says goodnight, sort of like, sort of thing anyway, didn't we? Yeah.
So you're sleeping in the lab, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, unless I like got a room somewhere or something, but probably just in the lab. That's convenient.
I need to rustle some potato chips in the mic. It's traditional.
Wonderful. No, don't open with photos. It's like the worst possible thing to open a file with.
I'm actually going to eat some of those later. It's game night after all, and I get to indulge myself. Right. Yes. It is not raining when you wake up. Scientists are labbing around you because you're using a little cot off to the side.
Yeah.
You don't recognize any of these sciences.
Are they not the same ones that have been here this whole time?
Strictly speaking, they are surgeons who are preparing for their next rounds of surgery because lots of research is required and that sort of thing. So the scientists are in the satellite facilities around rural mainland China.
Right,
this is this is a surgical facility, so these are all like top neurosurgeons doing their necessary research for their neurosurgery. Like your mother.
Yeah.
The late Eleanor Drake.
The late?
Well, she's
because she's not here yet.
I mean, I know she's dead. I mean, obviously she's gonna die, right? Because like it's never over Drake and all that. You might as well just get used to her being the late Eleanor Drake right now. It'll save you a lot of pain and having to like get used to it later, right? You're happy with that? You're fine? Good. Okay, you wanted to die. Excellent. Lock it in, everyone.
That's fucked up, dude. That's cold.
I've got the heat pump on, so I'm only slightly cold.
Alright, alright.
Have I mentioned how much I hate my chair? Like, the chair in the lounge that I have, that is actually better than this one by a lot.
Why not swap them?
Because I'd rather be comfortable during the 8 hours I have to sit down for game night than the usually just 2 or 3 hour stints I have in front of my machine.
Right, right. Okay. It's just a pain to swap them, I guess, every time.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could just wheel it room to room, but fuck off. You've seen how the floor gets hit. No one ever, no one ever fucking does the cleaning. I mean, I pay Ken to do mine, so I feel that that's his problem.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's capitalism, baby. Anyway, yes. There's a bustle going on. There's the gorilla is still in the middle of the room, just sort of quietly not being very helpful because he's not really needed to help, but no one's told him to do anything else. So you know, What a perfect soldier.
He's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna we'll head out and go acquire breakfast.
Just a random, like a squared, lantern-jawed America falls into step behind you, rifle slanted across his body at the ready.
She's just following me.
He's just following you.
Alrighty. That's fine for now, I suppose. Yeah, so I will go find River, I guess.
The central area is busy with people like crossing backwards and forwards, like nurses, seeming a little bit less haggard today. There's a heavier soldier presence, and people are being searched as they approach the gates. So there's a bit of a queue coming in and out as security is implemented. This is your fault. If you didn't want this to happen, you shouldn't have solved crimes.
I'm gonna keep solving crimes, so...
Well, that's good, because you've still got a couple on your books.
Yeah. Do I have the Hong Kong map? No, I have a paper version. That's right.
Yeah, that's the best kind of version.
Oh,
I could just drop a digital version in chat right now if you want. I will do that anyway,
it's fine.
because you're young, you like digital things. Actually, I won't do it because I closed the folder, but I have the digital version up and it does not work that way.
Not yet.
No, I mean, like the whole Tony Stark technology thing's not too far off. I mean, have I ever shown you my haptic keyboard? I never use it because it's actually. I never use it because it's actually not as good as a physical keyboard, but I can project a keyboard and use it. It's fucking marvelous. Yeah. I love it.
Those are really cool.
It's such a neat toy.
I remember when I was in SIT, where like talking about how like it looks like a pen holder. But like all of the things that are in it are like different parts of the computer and a keyboard projector, and, which is like kind of funny. Yeah. It's not like very good, but it's like fine for office work or like.
Well, see,
good to play
the
with,
thing about mine would be is like if I was a sales rep or something, then it would be great. I could have my little tablet thing there. I needed to do something more complicated, just slap it down on any given surface, and I have a keyboard that fits in my coat pocket. It's smaller than a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, they're really cool. I'm a big fan.
So you get your map up? Yes. River is in fact engaged in her morning run, but she's just going around and around the inside of the fence of the compound.
Right.
It is a pleasantly warm day, actually.
That's a nice change. As opposed to the garbage it usually is.
There's not even that many clouds in the sky, so there's like plenty of sunlight glinting off of things, puddles mainly.
The resurgence of man-made global warming, I see.
Well, this is a fictional universe.
So anything can happen.
So that is was a thing, in fact. That was a season 5 or 6 storyline where Soviet destroyed the world. Thanks to, literally, man-made global warming.
It's 6, right?
It was 6 was
That was the first season with Skinwalker?
Yeah. 6 had potential, and then it got ruined by someone working too many hours. Brandon, don't fall into the same trap, I'm concerned. It's already starting to show.
Yeah. I think he's much more limited than I am in what he can, and like how much they'll actually live and work, so...
Yeah, and it seems to be 10-hour days, 5 days a week, plus an extra bonus 6-hour one. It's not so good. It's not good, fam. Nah. I mean, I suppose, like, do it for a bit, get that money, but, like, once you got your job secured, you should really cut back to a slightly more... maybe drop that little vestigial day.
He's got to buy those Warhammer figs.
I mean... I understand that. I have fallen into that hole. I blame that for why I'm such a... No, I don't. Make your own choices, kids. choices are wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he pulled them out, and I'm like, and how much did this cost, Brendan? And he's like, whoa. Pulls at the neck, pulls at the shirt collar.
How many annoying habits and mannerisms has Brendan picked up since he started coming to game night?
I don't know. He's a good sponge for them because it's been like that for years because I picked them up from weird places and then he just picks them up from me.
Pog.
Yep. Indeed.
Is it loud enough? Game night people who make my life a living hell. Just why don't you chew right into the microphone? God, you know. At least hold the bag under the table where the rustling is muted by the anything. Yeah. People are milling around. Soldier following you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were going to get food.
Yeah.
Here's your fud slop. Blop.
Thanks.
No problem, sugar. Next! Oh, yes. I believe I'll have the, let's see, what shall I have? How's about a little French toast with some bacon and eggs? Slop. Ah, I see. Next!
Oh, fud is the worst.
It's
It's
not designed to be...
Soviet is the worst.
Oh! Hang on, I have a button on my soundboard for this. Yeah, you haven't been around, so you haven't. This is the new soundboard for the phone for game night. Hang on, let me. Which one was it? Was it D&D soundboard or Weird? It was D&D soundboard because Weird is the one with cats like diamonds on it. Yeah. So Soviet is the worst. I just have her noise.
Yeah.
It is also necessary to have. Yeah, I do. We were talking about them the other day, actually.
Yeah.
I also have this because it turns out it's important.
That one, yeah, I can see that one coming up.
A lot. That guy looks sus. Bwah.
I mean,
I'll put that away.
doppelgangers are a thing in D&D.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the party has been fucked by them on a non-zero occasion.
Yeah.
Right, back to this game. Got it. See, this isn't another. It's easier to get distracted over a headset, I think.
For sure, yeah.
Like I'm playing with Freezer right now, and I shouldn't be.
Freezer, 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 Freezer.
Tell me that song isn't so hype. Like, that song is legitimately really, really hyper.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, so like just doing like breakfast and then I'm gonna head into the town.
Okay. Drake hobbles into town with his cane. Soldier will leave you at the gate.
Okay.
They never
good.
say a single word to you.
That's fine. I wasn't gonna have to say anything unless he tried to follow me out the gate either. So,
lots of the people in the town are like they have like presumably younger family members and their wives like scrubbing, you know, that on hands and knees two-handed brush scrub on the floor that you get a lot more in Eastern countries than you do in Western ones, because Western countries tend to like the circular single-handed scrub motion that doesn't necessarily follow the grains of wood that they're used to having in the floors. So like this is just a little idiosyncrasy that I noticed. It's like, here's wood planks, follow the plank with the it's super interesting how these things develop. But and like they're scrubbing the walls and that and like cleaning up a lot. You notice this.
Okay. They're just having like children do this?
Or they're like younger members of what presumably are their family, or like their wives, you would presume, judging by
right.
whereas the central merchanty people are still like engaging in their business.
Right. I'm going to... I suppose I should check out the clinics. I suppose I should actually do that, you know?
Oh, if you want.
I will head to the Boston clinic first, because it is the closest.
Boston Clinic, surrounded by a heavily residential area full of people beating rugs and opening their shutters and sweeping and all of that kind of industrious cleaning. There is no soldier on guard outside, but there does seem to be some movement inside the structure, which is, it has a sign out front that says like Boston Medical Clinic, and then some Chinese writing underneath which says foreigner witch doctor tent.
Alright.
Because you can read pinyin or whatever the fuck they use for their strange, crazy gibberish writing that I can't read or understand, but will use liberally thanks to Google Translate. Which, you know, is getting better, if more invasive.
Yeah. Isn't that true of like everything at this point?
I think it's basically because they started having actual people who speak multiple languages, like, go through and like check and verify and polish it more. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, don't we want to be able to communicate more clearly with everyone? Isn't that something we want?
Is the case.
But I would just rather anyone but Google was doing it. I don't like Alphabet. I don't like Google. They're evil. They're objectively evil in my mind. But
remember when Google had that sign on the wall that said "Don't be evil"?
You remember when that disappeared at some point
Yeah.
and no one noticed until they started being evil and people were like, "Hey, you've got that sign out the front of your building. Hey, where did that go? When did that disappear?" Like when you
Around the time we started being evil.
remember that. I mean, that's pretty much like you might as well just grow a fucking handlebar mustache and start tying people to train tracks at this point. You're just admitting you're evil. When you're like, better get rid of that sign, otherwise people are going to make hilarious fun of us after the elections we're going to rig. And then time will admit we did it. No one cares. No one cares. Why does no one care? Anyway. Yeah, you march up and walk in like you own the place. There's a pair of nurses in there. One of them is behind a desk. The other one is just doing some tidying. They turn around as you notice, and both of them smile widely, and they go like, "Hello, Mr. Drake." And the other one says, "Hello, Dr. Drake."
Oh, good, you're expecting me.
No, we just recognized you.
Well, I'm here to check up on all the clinics for the military. So, do you mind if I check your clinic?
Not at all. Is there anything we can do to help?
If you could bring me how often do you do stock? Do you check the inventory?
We have to check every day now.
If you could bring me the latest...
She just picks up the clipboard in front of her on the desk and gives it to you.
Thank you.
We just, put the new ones on top of the old ones.
And have there been any discrepancies?
No.
That's good. Right. I'm going to make a check. It's just like I've done on all the other ones. Check the building for any ways in, and then...
Oh boy, this is an old
down.
building. Okay, give me a check. It's an investigation check.
Yeah.
Yes, the upstairs windows are not exactly well secured, and if you had a thin object, like say a knife, you could probably wriggle one open from the outside quite easily.
I see.
You just have to slide it along to slide the catch out, and then you could just wriggle, and it would you reckon so if someone was motivated enough, they could do it.
Right. But you could just secure this closed, right?
Yeah, but the catch is, like I said, it is susceptible to this method.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could like...
You could just, like, put a padlock on it or something, and that would prevent that.
And that's the...
It seems to be the extent of any massive security. But the downstairs windows have been boarded up on the inside.
Right. Well, I'll check for any... Well, I'll check the, that all the inventory is there, then.
Go ahead. Investigate check.
26.
It is not.
How much is missing?
So if the stock takes up to this point have been as accurate as they are presenting, then sometime between yesterday, when the last stock take was performed, and now, so around about 12% of their total stock has gone walkabout.
Oh. Okay, I'll head back to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you
expect him to have a limit?
every day?
Yeah. We take turns. I mean,
And when?
Dr. Wexler's too busy doctoring to do it, so we just take turns between us. That's what I mean.
And when did you last check?
I was about to do it today, so day before yesterday.
Because compared to your last inventory check, you're missing about 12% of your stock.
That's impossible. She looks at the other nurse. The other nurse has gone really pale because she's the one that did it. She's just like, that inventory is correct. It was.
I'll point out all the things that are missing.
So much drugs. Oh my god. And so on.
What are they missing? Like, is it just...
Has
it been... Well, cause...
Painkillers, blood thinners, heart medication, that sort of thing. So, some equipment like, you know, scalpels, sutures, bandages.
Well, because with the other ones, some of it's like they took a bunch of guns, but they had no idea how to use them, right? So it seemed to sort of just be random to an extent.
Yeah.
What could be if someone who knew what they were doing had taken this? What could they make something?
Heart medication is poison.
Yeah.
Scalpels have sharp, cutty bits.
Yes. Yeah.
Notoriously sharp, one might say. Other drugs they're lovely drugs.
Well, first I'll head back upstairs and check for any signs of forced entry or someone, like if someone broke in through the top, through that window.
Forensics check.
Forensics check.
Mm-hmm. That's investigation, but with a much lower DC. If you don't have forensics, then it's investigation with a nice high DC.
I don't have forensics specifically. 32.
It's only just enough, I suppose. Okay, yep. I mean, it is only just enough by 2. No, everything looks completely clean to you. There's no signs of forced entry.
Okay. And if I sort of... And how is the door, like the front door, how is it secured?
It is secured by a lock.
And how old is the lock? Like, how damaged is it?
The lock is fairly new, but it is set into an old wooden door.
Right. So, 1, does the lock look like it's been scratched up in a picking attempt? Or 2, is there, with the way the door's designed, is there a way to just bypass the lock entirely?
Give me a check.
Investigation again.
Mm-hmm.
33.
No.
Alright, well, I will head back in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you maintain a visitors list of people who come in to pick things up?
Huh? Oh, yes, here.
Thanks.
I'm gonna memorize this list.
Okay.
This takes a while.
And you haven't seen anyone taking up more than they've said they would, or...
No. Either us or the doctor checks everything people take on the way out.
And where is the doctor?
Due in any moment.
Sure. Well, I'm going to head to one of the other clinics now.
The door
And
opens.
then he walks in.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Dr. Jane Wexler is a female doctor. Walks in and just like stops and is like, this clinic is for treating locals. You'll have to go to the military base if you want treatment, sir.
No, I'm here to investigate any break-ins that are happening. Palmistry.
Wexler. Dr. Jane Wexler. She'll shake your hand.
Now, I've been going through your inventory records, and you are missing quite a lot of medication.
Preposterous. Let me see that. You must have counted wrong. Here. And she'll, like, go and begin counting herself. She'll muttering things like, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Can't send a man to do a woman's job, and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You go upstairs, continue counting. This obviously it do take some time. Comes back down. She said,
Yeah.
"No, actually everything is here. I'm sorry. You must have counted wrong." Feel free to triple check my work if you want.
Yeah, I'll check again.
Okay, you take your time.
Yeah.
You do your count.
Yeah.
This is an investigate check.
35.
There we go, that's the magic number I wanted. You again come up 12% short, but then you find, because you're investigating well enough, that underneath a filing cabinet drawer is a little stash hole with the missing things in it. And you find that because the drawer was a little bit open this time, and it wasn't last time.
Right.
So you checked.
Right. So it's just like hidden.
Yeah.
Why are you hiding drugs in this cabinet?
Have you seen our upstairs windows? I keep requesting locks, but people could break in. I want to make sure we at least have enough to treat people until we can get resupplied if we get cleaned out.
We just jammed the windows so they don't open. I will talk to someone and see if I can get something done about it.
I've been requesting an audience with the General for some time, but nothing comes back. And then I was in hospital because I'm a doctor, and I started shaking for no good reason. Really. Do you think for all our tax dollars we spend on these stupid men with their man-penis guns that they'd be able to do something about all this?
Well, it's solved now, isn't it?
She rolls her eyes derisively. I realize like you can't see anything. Fucking hate digital gaming. Yes. We belong in. We should never have crawled out of the caves that I realized we never actually lived in.
Trees. We should never have gotten down from the trees.
I want to be monkey.
I'm all about that chimp life, bro.
Chimp life. Bling chimpin'. God, the more I think about it, the funnier it gets. I have to make a pimp monkey now.